Good morning, Lieutenant. Do any of you have pets? Any of your friends have pets?
Pets or pests?
Then pets, dogs, cats, rabbits, and so on. Well, then you're going to enjoy this presentation this morning. And the title of our presentation today is Are Coyotes Attacking Your Communities?
Some of those girls are good.
In Orange County, it is common to hear stories about coyotes attacking or killing pets. Coyotes have adapted very well to the Southern California suburban areas, and they seem to have lost their fear of humans. They prey on wild animals, pets, and will stalk and attack people as well. Many people call government agencies for help, but these agencies usually recommend hiring a professional trapper. The coyote population is growing, and homeowners cannot count on help from the government, so that is why it's so important for you to learn how to protect your family and pets from these predators.
Pest Control.
What should you know about coyotes? Well, coyotes are medium-sized members of the dog family. You'll see they look similar to a small German Shepherd, except they have a longer, narrower snout and a bushy black-tipped tail. And they stand about 18 inches high at the shoulders, weigh about 18 to 35 pounds. Good picture there. Coyotes mate in January and February. Before giving birth, they will excavate one or more dens in the soil. And you'll see sometimes they'll expand the burrows of other animals such as rabbits, ground squirrels, or they'll use hollow logs or drain pipes to set up their nest. Coyotes typically select areas with minimal human activity. Pups are born during March and April, so we're right in the thick of things here. Litter size is about 4 to 7 pups, and parents and offspring will continue to live as a family together about 6 months. Juveniles will move out in late fall to live on their own, start their own families. Now, where do coyotes live? You'll see that they can live in almost any habitat in California. They can be found out in the desert. I know they've chased me while my wife and I are riding our dirt bike out in the desert. You'll see them in the wet meadows, foggy coastal regions in the north. But Southern California suburban areas are where you're going to find the highest densities on record. They really like this climate and all the good food and water that we provide for them. What do they eat? Their diets are diverse and adaptable. They can live on almost anything. You'll see here that they eat insects, fruits, berries, songbirds, dead animals. They will attack and kill full-grown animals such as a deer. Out in the farm country, poultry, sheep, goats, and calves are easy targets because they don't have any natural defenses against wild predators. Now, back in the 20th century, livestock owners and government agencies suppressed coyote populations. They were using toxicants, traps, shooting, and other techniques. But here's a really important point for you. Studies have shown that in order to control coyotes through removal, you would have to kill more than 3/4 of them every single year to maintain control. And as a homeowner, that's not going to happen. It's way too expensive and labor intensive. Today, we have an increasing number of regulations. Every day there's a new law passed. And of course, society's attitude has changed too. If you go out and kill a coyote, you may wind up on the front page of the Register with an unfavorable article. These factors, along with government's lack of effort, are making controls of coyotes increasingly difficult. So what can you do to help solve problems with coyotes? Well, here are 10 things you can do to protect your family and pets. Number one, you need to build a fence. The fence is going to have to be at least 6 foot high. Now you got to remember too that coyotes like digging under fences, so you're going to need to put some galvanized wire mesh buried under the ground about 4 to 6 inches. Make sure it extends out about 15 inches so that, again, they can't dig under. And you're also going to have to put a wire mesh overhang on top of the fence to keep the animals from jumping over.
It looks so attractive.
I know. Your house will just look like Chino prison. And of course, besides not being attractive, they can be expensive. Here's a photograph of how a fence would be built. Here you can see the wire mesh underground. There's the overhang that sticks up. Of course, good news is we've got a new alternative that just was introduced, and they're called Coyote rollers. These rollers can be installed on top of the fence. Just about any type of fence, by the way, and if a coyote were to jump on top, grab a hold, it would roll off and fall to the ground. They might try it 2 or 3 times before they give up. But again, fairly attractive and a lot less expensive. Number 2.
We're just going to call Kim Hansen and get out. Calibrate the roller correctly. Exactly.
Number 2, when you're walking around your house, look for areas under your home, decks, porches, and sheds where coyotes can build nests. You need to close them off to keep them from setting up a colony right in your own backyard. Number 3, now this is another thing you can do. You can frighten them with hazing techniques. In other words, if you do have a coyote in the backyard or approaching your family pets, shout at them, throw rocks, spray them with a garden hose, use an air horn, or sometimes just acting aggressively will help in a lot of cases. Worst thing you could do is just stand there and freeze. Motion sensitive lights on your home or buildings also could be a good idea. Number 4, this is another good thing that you can do at your own house. Clear or thin, thick vegetation. On your plants and trees, shrubs, prune them up about 2 feet from the ground. Clear out that area so there is no room for them to hide out. Set up a family there. And of course, another thing too is if you have trees that produce seeds, fruits, you need to keep the ground picked up and clean so that you won't have them coming by every night for dinner. Number 5, eliminate water sources. Ponds and water fountains are very attractive to coyotes. If you have these, you'll need to put a fence around them to keep the coyotes out. Number 6, feed your pets indoors. If you do feed your pets outdoors, put the food bowls and all the food away every night. Don't leave it out because, again, that's very attractive. If you store food, make sure it's stored inside, or if you keep it outdoors, keep it in a good, tight, sealed container so that the coyotes can't break into it. Number 7, keep your garbage cans covered and sealed. Open trash cans, of course, are like a diner. They'll be very attractive to come by. Number 8, this is another really important thing. Keep your pets, especially the small ones, indoors. Cats, rabbits, and small dogs are very easy prey. If you keep them outdoors, keep them in an enclosed kennel. Large dogs should also be brought in at night. Coyote won't have any hesitation in attacking a dog like that. And last but not least, don't let your cats and dogs run free. My next door neighbor just lost 2 of her cats. They were free roaming every night. And one night they came back. Well, actually, they didn't come back. Yeah. Number 9, when you're walking your dog, make sure that you use a leash. And it's also a good idea to bring a cane or a walking stick with you, just in case you've got some way to help defend yourself and your pet. Avoid walking your dog near dense vegetation or cover. If you see heavy shrubs, plants, don't walk in that area. Walk on the other side of the street because there may be some hiding out in there. Another thing that's really important is don't walk your dog at the same time every day because they'll learn your routine and may stalk you and be ready to come out. And last but not least, number 10, don't ever feed or provide water to coyotes. Feeding may cause them to lose their fear of people and make them even more aggressive than they already are. And anyone that does feed or give them water is putting the entire neighborhood's children and pets at risk. Please be safe and let's all work together to solve this problem. And last but not least, you're my sales staff. If you would like to share this information with some of your clients, please feel free to call our office and we can provide all of these documents on a Word file for you. Especially good if you're in a homeowners association, you can put this in your newsletter. A lot of your friends and neighbors would really appreciate learning more about this. Thank you. Any questions? Hi, Sally.
Mine's not a question, but a friend, my girlfriend's granddaughter was riding a bike down the riverbed there, and 3 coyotes came out with her, and she had her dog on a leash, and she stopped and put the dog in the basket. But the 3 of them, if they come in a pack, they will surround you, and that's what you have to be aware of. And so she just turned around immediately and went the other way. And fortunately, they did not come after her. But each one of them, the 3 of them, they went on the side of her and one in the front of her, and they started to stalk her. So you have to be really careful when you're driving on the riverbed and when you're walking. Like you said, bring a stick, because they are we are in bad shape in Huntington Beach. There's a lot of them.
Hi, Chris.
And I know, excuse me 1 second, my parents live in Landmark, which is in Huntington, big community. They actually have a flag up now, green or red, to let people know when they first come in whether coyotes are there, because there are so many. And there are dead animals all the time. My mother and father take early morning walks with a stick and usually help out 2 or 3 elderly people walking small dogs. There are coyotes throughout that entire division. It's insane how much they have. So that is a very relevant issue.
Oh, thank you. Mark?
I just want to clarify, you're authorized to go remove coyotes?
No, actually, I'm not. No. Well, there's a...
Then why are we supposed to call you about the damn coyotes?
Well, this is part of a public service. You know, we are concerned about our clients and their needs. If you do have a problem with coyotes, we'd be glad to stop by, look at your home, and give you some hot tips on how you can control it. One other overlapping factor is that rodent activity can also be a reason why they're attracted to your area. So sometimes we'll recommend trying to reduce the rodent population. Maybe you've got a pigeon problem, they're attracted to that, etc. And of course, last but not least, we can put the coyote rollers on top of your fence for you if you need that. So, any other questions? Yeah. All right, I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.